Hello and welcome to the news on Magic Bricks, now India's first property business channel. I'm Krishna Kumar. Let's take a look at the top stories that we're tracking. The Urban Development Ministry resets the parameters for urban planning in 2016, approves investment of 42,000 crore rupees for development of basic infrastructure and affordable housing. In our special New Year series, Property 2016, we get you the outlook for the hospitality sector and tell you what to expect from this industry in 2016. The Pune Municipal Corporation offers homeowners a discount of 5 to 10% on property tax if paid before the 30th of May. The corporation hopes the move will encourage tax compliance. And who made history? Who fumbled in 2015? Which plans made the cut and which plans were struck off? We get you all the hits and misses of 2015 in our special report. Straight up, our top story. The central government is pushing the pedal on urban development. The Urban Development Ministry has reset the parameters for urban planning in 2016. It has also approved an investment of 42,000 crore rupees for developing basic infrastructure and affordable housing. How will this benefit citizens like you and me? Will the government's ambitious plans get a boost from this move? My colleague Deepa Rana gets us this report all the way from New Delhi.
The government has indeed revamped the rules of urban planning in 2015. The centre has approved 42,000 crores for affordable housing alone, out of which 19,170 crores are going to be for the infrastructure of water supply, better drainage, public transport, open spaces in 474 cities in 18 states under the Atal Mission Plan, which was launched in June 2015. Under Amrut, infrastructure gap analysis has been formulated for service level planning, for which the centre will provide 50,000 crores from its kitty over 5 years. The Urban Development Ministry and Poverty Alleviation Ministry have together identified cities that will need centre's assistance on basis of objective of urban population and the urban local bodies that are there. Also, a new beginning is on the cards as the citizens and the stakeholders are going to be participating in centre's policy together. The centre has promised 4 lakh crores for various policies like the Smart City Mission, the housing policies and construction of 2 crore houses under the Prime Minister's Awas Yojana.
Away from that and on to an important story. The much-awaited Mumbai Coastal Road project has finally gotten a green signal from the centre. The 12,000 crore rupees project has received the clearance for building the road that will connect Nariman Point to Kandivali. I'm going to bring in our editor, Faith D'Souza, at this point to get us all the details on this project, which is supposed to be a game changer. Faith, thank you so much for being with us here on the news. Tell us, the project has been delayed because of a lot of pending approvals. How many more hurdles to cross from here on?
Well, Krishna, this was obviously the big one. This particular approval that came in from the Environment Ministry was something that we were all waiting for. Like you rightly pointed out, this road is going to be a complete game changer for the property market in Mumbai. It will connect Nariman Point to Kandivali, and on that entire stretch, there'll be 22 various entry points and exit points. Now, we remember that in the last 5 years, all of the major infrastructure that's come in Mumbai has come in on the eastern side. So we've had the Eastern Freeway, the Santa Cruz-Chembur Link Road, things like that. Nothing really on the western side. Anybody who lives on the western side of Mumbai will tell you how traffic is a complete nightmare.
Western Expressway has been a mess for such a long time, Faye, absolutely.
So this road is meant to decongest that entire western side. One of the things that will change drastically is the Mud Marve region, which will be connected to the main city. This will open up a lot of land for construction. It will bring in, and there is so little land for construction on the western side, so it will bring in supply. Anybody who's already bought in Mud Marve stands to gain tremendously from this. To give you an idea, there will be a lot of land that will be reclaimed from the sea. This is the first time in many years, almost 25 years, that Mumbai will reclaim land from the sea. There will also be underwater tunnels that will be constructed and some overhead bridges. So there will be a small amount of land acquisition. Land acquisition has been a challenge, we know, in most infrastructure projects. That will be the next big hurdle to cross. This will be managed by the BMC, not the MMRDA that built the Eastern Freeway. That's another, according to me, another challenge to see how the BMC pulls this particular one off. But if it does happen, massive, massive game changer for Mumbai.
Absolutely. Getting to Kandivali will suddenly become infinitely easier than it is at this moment. Faye D'Souza, our editor, thank you so much for taking time out to put that into perspective for us. On to some good news for homeowners in Pune. The Pune Municipal Corporation is offering you a discount on your property tax if you make an early bird payment. We have Ruchi Deshpande, who tracks the Pune market, getting us more details. Ruchi, who will this move benefit, and the PMC or the customer?
In a move that will benefit both the Pune Municipal Corporation as well as the home buyer in Pune, the PMC has gone ahead and offered a discount or a rebate on your property tax in 2016. Just to take you through how much of a discount that really is, the PMC has offered a 5 to 10% discount on the property tax that you will pay as a home buyer to the PMC. Also, if you have arrears on it, you get a 5% discount, and in case you have no arrears on it, you get a full 10% discount. Now, note that this discount will be applicable if you file your property tax next year, that is from April to May, that is in the next financial year 2016. Now, how does this move benefit the Pune Municipal Corporation, you ask? Well, the Pune Municipal Corporation's revenue have been suffering since abolishing the lower body tax, which was one of the main sources of revenue for the civic body. Plus, the Pune Municipal Corporation hopes that giving this discount to the Pune home buyer will ensure compliance of filing their property taxes. So it really, to sum it up, it really is a win-win situation for both the civic body as well as the Pune home buyer.
Win for everybody. Ruchi Deshpande there. Thank you so much for that report. And the good news on the tax front continues. Remember, we told you yesterday that the government of Maharashtra is mulling over a revision in the ready reckoner rates. While the state government had planned not to hike rates in 2016, we now know the rates will be hiked by a moderate 5%. Now, in a move that may spell marginal relief for the home buyer, we learned that the ready reckoner rates for the state will not be hiked until April 2016. This means that you as a home buyer will not have to pay more than 5% property tax on your new purchase. And this will hold until April in the coming new year. Moving on. There's some more news making the headlines. Then home buyers and property owners in Nagpur have something to cheer about. The ready reckoner rates in the city will only witness a moderate hike of 3 to 4% in 2016. The rates are yet to be finalized and await the final approval from the Inspector General Registrations Office. The move is aimed at boosting real estate buying in the city. On to some news from Delhi now. Delhi's government's odd-even plan will begin on the 1st of January. However, the Delhi High Court has questioned the logic behind the exemption given to two-wheelers and women. A PIL filed in the court has said that two-wheelers are a major source of air pollution and must not be exempted. The Delhi High Court has asked the Delhi government to file its reply by the 6th of January. Now, keep in mind, while announcing the anti-pollution drive, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, whose government had said that the rule will not apply to women and two-wheelers, along with 23 other categories, including the Prime Minister of India and head of states who visit the National Capital Region during the period. Moving on, Prime Minister Modi laid the foundation stone of the 14-lane Delhi-Meerut highway on the 31st of December. The highway, described by the Prime Minister as the National Highway of Development, will boost connectivity in the Delhi NCR region. It will also make access to nearby villages easier. Time now for our special series on investment opportunities in the new year, Property 2016. Now, one sector that saw a boost this year was undoubtedly the hospitality sector. Occupancy rates reached 60%. 10 transactions took place this year, something that this sector had not witnessed for the past 5 to 6 years. All this signaling towards green shoots in the industry. My colleague Aishwarya Paliwal has this report.
Delicious food, comfortable beds and pampering to the hilt. Some of the finer nuances that the hospitality industry is known for. And after being in the doldrums for the past 5 to 6 years, Indian hospitality is back with a bang. The year 2015 posted a record number of transactions. 2015 saw 10 transactions take place overall. Some of the bigger ones include the Leela in Goa being bought by London-based businessman Raj Bagri. Also, The Radisson Resort in Spine Alibag has been bought by stock veteran Radhakishan Damani. Not just these deals, even players like Four Seasons, which opened up in 2008, are now looking at branching out. 2 properties in Bengaluru and Noida are expected to be open for consumers by 2017. St. Regis, which opened in Mumbai this year, is also looking at opening another property in the Delhi NCR region. Reports suggest that this year, the occupancy levels across India, across all segments, crossed 60%. This, coupled with the boost that the corporates are giving to all these hotel chains, has led to all these global players coming into India and setting up. They are also gaining a lot of confidence back. Experts tell us that the year 2016 will see more players coming into the market, and they will see more international players opening more branches in India.
So clearly, this sector is moving northwards. To give us more perspective on this, we are being joined by Mr. Mandeep Lamba, Managing Director, India Hotel and Hospitality Group of JLL. Mr. Lamba, thank you so much for being with us here on the news on Magic Bricks. Now, I will start by asking you, the hotel industry in India saw a boost this year compared to the year before or several years before. What factors, according to you, contributed to that growth?
I think the reasons for this have been largely the growth in corporate demand and to some extent in the leisure sector. Both of these have led to the increased or better performance this year that hotels have seen, despite the fact that the foreign tourist arrivals of the FTA's growth has actually declined over the previous year. Right now we're at about 4.5% of growth. For the same period last year, I think we were about 10%. So that's been a bit of a dampener, but that's obviously because of the whole situation in Europe, which is one of our largest, tourism markets. And that's been a bit of a dampener. Had that been at the same level, we would certainly see even better results.
All right, so we could have seen more growth had international markets supported us. Now, there has been a trend that we've seen for the past couple of years that international hotel chains are the ones that have been dominating the Indian market. What reasons, according to you, have contributed to this?
The pace of growth of the Indian companies is likely to be much slower than that of the international companies. We know that Leela is also under stress. So most of the Indian companies at the moment, I think, on the asset-light strategy, a little slower than the international counterparts who use this strategy globally and are very apt at growing through the asset-light strategy. So my take is that we will continue to see the dominance of international brands in the Indian hospitality sector.
Mr. Lamba, now quickly, lastly, before I let you go, tell us what is your outlook for this sector for the coming new year 2016?
So one of the big takes for 2015 has been that we've really seen an amazing number of transactions. We think that that is going to be the case going forward in 2016 as well. Also, along with this, we're going to see a better performance for the industry. We see that there is reduced supply coming into the market. Therefore, the performances are going to further increase. And this is going to suddenly put the industry back into focus. And we're going to see in the next 2 years reasonable activity taking place in this industry, which had slowed down considerably over the last 4 or 5 years.
Mr. Mandeep Lamba of JLL, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the news on Magic Bricks Now. Moving on. It's that time of the year when you make lists of the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's the time when you hand out awards and brick bats. So keeping with the flavor of the season, here is Magic Bricks Now's list, specially curated by our in-house experts. Take a look.
Let's start with a biggie. The most awaited launch of the year that didn't happen. The Real Estate Regulatory Bill. Proposed in 2013 by the Congress-led UPA government, now tabled again by the BJP-led NDA government. And hey, guess what? The Congress is now busy holding up the same bill they proposed. Why? Because they're in the opposition.
I am hoping that because all these bills, either GST or the real estate, all these bills were initiated during the Congress regime. For reasons best known to them, they are obstructing the functioning of the parliament. I only appeal to them, please allow the parliament to function. This GST bill and real estate bill are very important bills, very progressive bills. They are in the larger interest of the society. They will revive the economy.
The next is the big blooper of the year, and that one without a doubt goes to the BMC for the still work in progress Mumbai Development Plan. Even after 2 extensions, the BMC still got it spectacularly wrong. Will we get a plan in 2016? The jury is out on that one, but the city seems to be running on, plan or no plan. Next, Newsmaker of the Year. It has to be the environment, which was in the news for all the wrong reasons. From Delhi's air pollution to the on-now, off-now Okla Bird Reserve boundaries. Mumbai got into the act by killing its mangroves, and rains lashed Tamil Nadu, leaving Chennai and Puducherry marooned underwater. Hopefully, that is one lesson that will not need repeating. But 2015 also had its bright spots. 2015 was the year Governor Rajan proved he can, and he slashed rates in style, 0.5% just before the festive season. He also won home buyers' hearts by asking builders to cut home prices.
My name is Raghuram Rajan and I do what I do.
Moving on to Comeback Kid of the Year, it has to be the Hyderabad market, and it returned in style. Uber, Qualcomm, Accenture, everyone rushed to set up office there. The next title is Investor Darling of the Year. Any guesses? Simple, it's Bengaluru, India's own Silicon Valley. Invest there if jamming while stuck in traffic is your idea of a good time. Ask the Whitefielders. But hey, on a more serious note, the Firangs are parking their money there, so what's good for the big investor should be good for me, right? And you can't go wrong in Startup Central. 2015 was also the year when home buying got smart. What's cool is buying a 5 crore plus home online. So hand it to the internet for being the game changer of the year. Which brings us to the bottom of our list and to the most important person, the hero of the year, the home buyer. No one else has been serenaded this much over 2 years at least. And now that they think it is the time, the buyer is slowly coming back. But he's here for sure. And what's more, he is willing to stand up and be counted. He is making a noise online, on the streets, and in the corridors of power. Enter the empowered homebuyer. May the force be with you.
And as we enter another new year, it's important to create a positive atmosphere at home. So if you'd like to learn how to accentuate your home with different themes and lighting, then here's a slice from this week's episode of The Interior Show with self-taught interior designer Ravi Vazirani of RVDS. Take a look.
My vision for the space was to do something which was industrial, yet it was luxurious and rich. So all the materials that we've used over here are very, very rich and beautiful, but the material palette per se is very muted.
You spoke of material palettes. What are those key materials that you've used to complement the theme of the house?
Well, the material palettes here are basically cement, where we've not used poured concrete, but we've used micro concrete, which is a 3 mm concrete coating on a finished floor, which is the floor that you see over here. We've used a lot of wood, where there is natural wood and veneer, and we've used natural materials like all our doors handles are cast bronze handles as opposed to brass handles. My aim was to create an industrial feel. We chose this floor, which is a seamless floor, which is what makes it so beautiful.
Okay. So are there different kinds of seamless floors, or this is the only one that's available?
No, of course, you get different kinds of flooring applications that you can put for seamless floors. There's micro concrete, there is epoxy. One could do a poured concrete floor, which is a more natural way of getting a concrete look. We chose this because this is the easiest option that we wanted for this site.
So clearly, I mean, I can see that you've taken your love for concrete way too seriously. Is there anywhere else you've used it in the house?
Mostly it's on the floor. We have designed some concrete knobs in association with Bharat Tiles. So we've used those concrete knobs on wherever we needed knobs. And we've designed a concrete tabletop for the outdoor terrace. Okay. So that's the most concrete that we've used over here.
Ravi, tell me about this space here. It totally caught my attention, and the unique combination of the dining table and the lighting here is something I've never seen before.
So we actually spent a few months researching and deciding on this light because all the options that we were closing on, I had seen them before. I wanted exactly this. When someone walked in, I wanted that feeling of excitement for them to look at it and go like, oh wow, yeah, I've never seen this before. But at the same time, I did not want it to be one of those catalog homes where you walk in and you go, you know, brand. So it's a combination of pieces that we bought that because I like them, like the wishbone chairs over here, the table over here, and some of the pieces are by friends who are designers. So it's a combination of things.
Now, this was for those of you who threw many house parties at this time of the year. After long nights of partying, you might have spare bottles left at home. Would you like to learn a simple trick that can transform your bottles into a quirky piece of decor for your home? If you said yes, then here's a cool DIY project by Design It Yourselves, Akash Berry. Take a look.
Wow. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, simply wow. It's a special housewarming gift made by my friend. वैसे है simple, मुझे भी आता है बनाना. And you know me, I'm a nice-hearted guy. सिखा दूंगा आपको. Not a big deal. तो इसके लिए, firstly you need one empty beer bottle, some yarn, scissors and glue. Firstly, take one strip of glue and put it at the top of the bottle. Now take one end of the yarn and press it against the glue. Don't worry about the glue though, it dries off very easily. Then start wrapping the bottle with the yarn around it. Keep going. Make sure while you're wrapping the bottle, there are no empty spaces between the yarn. Just the way I'm doing it. Nice and easy, continue. Then once you reach the bottom of the neck, again put a strip of glue so that the yarn sticks to the curve. And then once you reach the bottom of the bottle, again use a strip of glue so that the yarn sticks to it. Take scissors, chop off the yarn, keep the bottle for a while until the glue completely dries off. और जब आपको तसल्ली हो जाए that the bottle is completely dry, pour some water in it and as per your taste, add some flowers, some leaves, maybe a nice plant. Voila! है ना? Beautiful. And to decorate the bottle, you can use such buttons, maybe a ribbon or colored thread. And you can use different size of bottles too. Even a pint of beer looks pretty good. So size में भी आपके पास variety है. 2 different beauty pools.
And with that, we're completely out of time here on the show. But remember, if you have any feedback or suggestions for us, write to us on the email ID flashing on your screens. We're also on Twitter and Facebook. So feel free to tweet to us or post your query on our Facebook page. We would love to hear from you. Also, remember to check out our live streaming website, www.mbnow.in. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news here on Magic Bricks Now. This is Krishna Kumar saying goodbye to you and the year 2015.